All right, so what is magic? Well, by definition, Mary, it's the power to influence the course of events.
You are a walking dictionary.
Yes, I am.
In practice, it's being captivated, seeing something you can't explain. Our next guest uses magic and hypnosis to entertain audiences all over.
Yeah, his name is Zach Tenebo, or zstonish.
Right.
Good
morning, hello.
How did you get the name zstonish?
Well, it's stonish and then Zach, so I just combine them both together.
That's amazing.
You-
I never
with
would
the
have figured that
hard-hitting
out. I
questions.
never would have figured that out.
So how did you get into magic? Where did it start?
Yeah, my father's actually a magician, so he got me started when I was a little kid. And
You relate to that because your dad played trumpet, you
Yeah,
played trumpet,
yeah.
you picked it up.
So when he was doing
Okay.
magic shows, would you go with him? And
well, yeah, at first it
did
started
he
out
work you
as-
into the show when you were young?
Yes, absolutely. And it first started out when you're little, you believe in magic, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
would have a dad that would perform magic for me, and I would think it's real, right? And then eventually you get old enough, you start to learn that it's a trick, and you would think as a child that that would kind of destroy your world. But for me, it didn't. I was like, whoa, that means I can do this stuff, and I can share with people.
This is a picture of you. It looks like it's from a
Yeah,
magazine.
yep, that was actually the first time I was on stage with my dad right there, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was
What
about
was the
4
what was
years
the
old.
trick?
He was doing a thing where he'd hand me a wand and it kept breaking. When he would hand it to me, it would like fall apart. So
Right,
then
right.
there's this little kid just laughing at this wand, keeps falling to pieces and things like that, which was very fun.
What was the first trick you learned?
The first trick, that's a good question, is my dad, what he did is he took a handkerchief, he poked it into his hand, and then it was gone, right? And that was about the time where I was starting to know it was a trick, but I didn't know if it was real or not, so I said, do it again. And it probably took maybe 10 or so times for him to keep doing it, and then I figured out the secret, so that was the first trick.
Did you
What
figure
was-
this secret out on your own, or did he show you?
Enough times. He did it slow enough that I did finally start to catch on and see what the...
Is there a little thing that goes over the thumb, or where was the
I
scarf
can't give away
going?
the
Come on,
secret. That's
Mayor.
the first rule. First rule of magic,
Well,
you know.
But when you found out it wasn't magic, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't want to get into this debate what is magic. But when you found out that he had tricks, sleight of hand, all this stuff, did it destroy your belief in the mystical magic?
No, it just made me realize that I can share that feeling or that experience, that sense of wonder with other people. All the feelings that I was feeling as a kid, now I can turn that around and give that to other people.
But did it destroy like your ability to trust your father? Because I feel
Right.
like
He lied to you all
is
these
it-
years.
That-
or like
yep.
he's going to prank me. Like you go around the corner or something. You never know when he's
We
going to
still
have
do that to
something
this
ready
day.
to go.
We
Right.
still do, yeah. We definitely prank each other and pull tricks on each
That's
other all
awesome.
the time.
Have you ever had a trick just bomb where you just, I don't know, because you have to be pretty sophisticated in how you do these sleight of hands. and-
Correct, yes.
Have you ever had one that you just
It
you
does
drop
happen,
something, or-
yep, it does happen. But luckily, usually the audience or the person I'm performing for doesn't know what the outcome's going to be, so they don't know what the big reveal is at the end. So if I goof up something, I can usually kind of work my way around
Yeah.
to still come up to some sort of outcome.
You're driving the bus and they don't know if you missed a turn.
Exactly, that's a good way to
As long
put
as you get
it.
them to the destination, it's
Right.
all good.
zstonish. What'd you bring in today? You
I
got a
do
deck
have
of cards,
a
right?
deck of cards, and I also have an envelope. It's a mysterious envelope.
I see with the
It looks
question mark on
mysterious,
it.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So
okay.
Mary gave me
What's
an
in
ooh
there?
and an ah.
Ooh.
All right. Now we have a deck of cards. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Okay.
But Mary, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal through these cards one at a time, face
Here,
up.
Let me move our display here
Sure,
so our
yep.
viewers can see. Oh gosh, Mike, we've already ruined
You already
the
goofed
trick.
up the minute. That's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Go
So we'll
ahead.
take the cards one at a time. I'm going to deal. And Mary, whenever you want, just say the word stop.
Stop.
Right here. You're sure?
Are you sure,
Place
Mary?
that
No,
card
I'm
right
positive.
there.
I'm positive.
You could have stopped during any of these cards, but you stopped on that
I sure did.
card. Inside this envelope, I happen to have a prediction of another envelope. And you can see that there's nothing else inside. That's the only
Right.
thing. Inside this envelope, I happen to have, let me open it up here.
I am a natural skeptic.
I have a playing
Z.
card, and you can see there's nothing else inside that envelope.
No.
This was my prediction. This was the card that you stopped at.
Yep. That's the same one. Good. zstonish. zstonish, ladies and gentlemen.
Huh.
Speechless, yes?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you figure? Do you think you have it figured out? You didn't figure out zstonish.
let me
did you?
just ask, was this about odds? Where you know that statistically so many people out of so many are going to stop you X number of cards into the
more
deal.
about-
Is it science more than
Absolutely.
magic
It's more
in
about
this
the
case?
influence and how to direct a person's attention to stop where I want them to stop. So it is about odds, but it's also about how I'm using
You're
my
pacing
my
the cards,
pacing, the words that I'm saying, how I'm
encouraging me to
saying it.
stop at a certain point, and then I fell
Do you-
for it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. That
I
that's
played
the way it was
right
done.
into
I don't
it.
think that's how it was done. So you're saying you influenced her on where to stop with the deck of cards.
What do you
Right,
say?
yeah, I incorporate hypnosis in with the magic as well, and it's all about timing. And
So wait, you do hypnosis too, or?
I do, yeah. I invite a bunch of people up on stage, hypnotize them to cluck
So
like
he just
chickens
messed
and
with
do
your
funny
mind, is what
stuff.
he's saying.
You just played
Yeah,
mind
maybe next
tricks.
time I'll hypnotize both of you guys to do silly
Can
things.
you do any? Can you make him do anything right now?
Well, there's a whole
It's a
hypnotism
process, right.
You can't just snap his fingers and I'm hypnotized, right?
Right.
How do you
Usually,
make people laugh with it though? Because that's one of the things where I'm reluctant to go to a show because I don't want to look like a fool. Because there's always going to be somebody on stage and
right.
everybody's like, ah, look at them. Yeah.
Right. It's interesting is if you go to a show, a hypnotist never forces anyone to come up on stage. It's all for
It's all
volunteers.
volunteer, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So you can still go to the show and enjoy it and watch it and still laugh at what the people are doing. But as far as getting people up there, I'm looking for the ones that want to become the stars of the show, that have those fun, exciting
The most
personalities.
shocking thing that's happened during one of your hypnosis shows, where even it took you by surprise.
Yeah, there's some definitely funny ones. I hypnotized a guy to be pregnant, but instead of having a baby, he actually was laying eggs. So he was clucking like a chicken, laying eggs. But it was all like an impromptu thing. I had never done the skit before. It just kind of all fell into place. And
Well, now you work that in, right?
I
That's
do all
part
the
of your
time,
routine
right?
now?
That's a lot of the improv stuff. You learn how to use that again to make it happen for other shows.
Is it true you can't get, you have to be a willing participant to get hypnotized? If you
Absolutely
don't want to be
true.
hypnotized, you're not going to get hypnotized.
Right, yep. As far as the hypnosis show and doing some of the things, you kind of become so relaxed, you just follow along and kind of do some of those hypnotic skits. But we actually go in and out of hypnosis on a daily basis. So if you're driving down the interstate, you zone out and miss your turn. That's a form of hypnosis.
Or if you have a co-host that starts yapping for 10 minutes, you just kind of go into a hypnotic
we
state.
wouldn't know anyone like that, though.
No,
we wouldn't
no,
know
I'm
anyone
just
like
saying.
I
that, of
put him
course.
under on a daily basis.
I
If
can
that's
believe
all
it.
I tune out 25 times in an hour.
How do you say you believe it? I'm getting ganged up on up here. What do you say to other kids, though? Because for you, it was your dad who introduced
I was
you to
very
magic.
fortunate for that,
But
yes.
there might be a child who got a magic kit for Christmas or something where they're interested in it, but they don't know what to do with that passion.
Right. Usually, I did have the luxury of having a dad that was a magician, but most people do have that story where they get the magic kit, and that's where that bug starts to
Yeah.
inspire them. But there's all sorts of books out there. Go to a library. Surprisingly, the library has quite a few books on magic. Websites are all over the place. Search how to learn magic. But on my YouTube channel, I actually have a handful of videos that teach magic. Simple tricks that you can do for your friends or family, or if you have kids out there, you can do that as well. You
So-
just search zstonish on YouTube.
On YouTube. The website's at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
too.
there you go. Or you
search
can
it.
go to my
Or you can
website too,
link.
and know that they're on there as well.
And booking
I was
info,
a-
all that's
I was a
online.
huge fan of magic when I was a kid. I remember having this little small Coke bottle with a magic quarter that you'd get
Yeah,
the
it goes
quarter
into the, that was one of the
bottle.
first ones I did too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I loved
yeah.
it.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
everybody. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Really-
one thing real quick for you guys. Yep, I do have some zstonish Are You in a Trance wristbands for both of you.
And the answer is going to be yes.
Yes.
Quite often, I think, with this fella.
Yep.
Z, nice to meet you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much
Thank
for
you.
coming
Appreciate it.
in.
Thanks a lot.
Really great.
All right, guess